Hey guys, I am back. I hope someone's going to come and join me on this little video. It's something I've been promising for days, but due to recent events, I couldn't fulfill that promise. So it's an older video, as in respect that it's not Candy's latest one, but it is the second one, second to the last. I'm going to be covering this one because I think it's really poignant. It's a new word for me. I'm learning new words every day. So I hope there's going to be people on here for the journey with me. And I know hungry fat chick is not everyone's cup of tea. And to be fair, when she's eating a meal, I want to pull her through the screen. I really want to pull her through the screen. Sorry, guys. Anyway, sorry, I'm a little bit of pain at the moment. So I'm just keeping myself occupied. And you're lucky enough to be the ones to come along with me. My cat's going to walk in front of the screen right now. I can see it coming. But it's a good job I love her. Anyway, guys, let's get into it. I'm going to share the screen now. It's titled Candy's Vlogs. No, this is not the one I wanted, actually. Let me just go back. Silly me. I keep looking about how well she used to look, in respect that right now she looks tired and haggard, depressed.
Hey yo.
Hi.
Yeah. Here I am doing another vlog-ish video. Yeah, just kind of not feeling like doing a mukbang. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. I really don't. I need to do something if it's wrong. As my granddad used to say, do something if it's wrong.
I'm just going to skip forward a little bit because it's a while to get into it.
Talk to the camera. It's actually like a ring light thingy. No. We don't need to brighten
Oh
this
my
up
gosh.
today.
Let me just pause it a moment, guys.
It's actually like a ring light thingy. No.
Oh my gosh, look at her hands. Her poor arms. Her blood pressure must be sky high. Wow.
We don't need to brighten this up today. But yeah, so yeah, I'm not okay.
We know.
Um
Sorry, I keep twitching.
just one day at a time. Uh I don't know. I'm not the type of person, to ask for help. I'm just not. I'm a suffer in silence, typically kind of person. Uh, um, I like to say I'm not lonely,
You're a martyr to yourself.
but I kind of am. And
I
it's not
understand
just
that.
lonely. Uh, I'm not doing very good by myself here. I'm not. I mean, I've made it the whole year. Uh, um, I kind of miss living with people. I kept myself in.
Do you know, as much as I dislike how she's got herself, maybe I see a lot on her in me, in the way she is. I don't know what it is. Like I said, I caught myself in time. But I wish I lived near her because she is depressed. She is lonely, and I'm the type of person, I hate seeing it. I would just want to give her a big hug, but you know, it wouldn't solve anything. It really wouldn't.
Check a little bit more when I lived with other people, but yeah, there's a lot more to it than that. I mean, oh, my lips are all crusty today. Wash my face.
Dehydrated.
Um,
Drink more water.
yeah, I like living alone. I like my space. I like having control of my thermostat and my television, and um, when I go to bed and when I get up, and just I like to just do me. But there's times when I truly miss, living with people. Having a pack. I like to call myself
Wow.
a lone wolf.
I really can't get over her hands. It really looks like someone's just tied elastic bands around her hands. You know, I look at her and I compare myself, and I can't imagine getting that size. It's just wow. Sorry, I've skipped ahead a little bit because it's a bit droning on a bit.
I'll admit it. I just kind of miss having people around. But the way that I am, I know that I probably, would have issues.
Yep.
I get irritated. I do like my own space. So I don't know, even if I had someone come stay with me or whatever, it wouldn't be good for long. I would get annoyed and I'd want my space again. And so there's no point. you know,
It's easy to
the
say that, but
I miss the companionship,
there's every point in trying to get,
but I have companionship.
even at the size you are, Candy, there's every point of getting yourself out that fucking door because you can walk. Maybe not far, but you can walk to end your road. Yeah, you would be knackered, but you can do it. We recently had a lot of snow, and I knew I had to get down to my mum's, and I had a couple of back operations where I was really unwell and I couldn't walk for a while. But do you know what? I got off my fucking horse. I walked down to my mum and dad's. I walked back up just to check there was okay. You can get out there. You choose not to. You choose to sit in your flat. You choose to mope because you enjoy being a moper. I said it would be easier.
Me and Susan, we hang out almost every day on the PlayStation, and we have our headset on and we talk and we watch shows together and we play games together and things like that. And I mean, and that's really all the companionship I need. But the main thing I kind of miss, well, one of the main things I kind of miss is with living with people is I have more self-control. I don't know if it's like out of embarrassment or whatever, but I don't just order food. Here I just willy-nilly order the food and waste the monies.
It's sad to say, but I don't know if Candy's got family. I have no idea. But they need to step in and get them in a facility. Force it if you have to. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think these guys, I don't think she's got much longer left. Her eyes, she's tired. She must be fighting to breathe. I don't get it. Sorry, guys, I've got to take my medication.
Yeah. And I keep thinking about ways that I want to make my life easier. you know, and you know, thinking it and doing it are obviously mutually exclusive. It just so I don't know what to do. I don't know. There's realistically nothing anybody can do to help me.
You can help yourself.
I have to help myself, and I don't know
Absolutely.
how to do it. Like if I just say one day, "Oh well, I'm just gonna go on this diet, and I'm only gonna eat this, and this," you know, and I could do that for a few days, and then somehow something switches in my brain, and I start making excuses. I start rationalizing, um, and I rationalize my way.
I get that. I really do. But you know what you're doing. You can change it if you'd have wanted to. You can change. And I mean, I don't know how old this lady is. I have to look into that. But you can change it if you want to. You choose not to, Candy. Because you know your money would be gone. And that's the thing, you've got to choose either doing the mukbangs or your health. Now, I'm a believer in you can do a healthier mukbang, sorry. You can do that. You choose not to. Because, and I'm sorry. No.
And well, just this one time, and I'm just gonna do it this one time, and then I do it, and then like, what do I have to do to stop myself from sabotaging any hope that I have of getting better? Yeah, I'm annoyed. I'm very annoyed at myself. I feel like I'm coming to the very end of my rope.
You're lying.
Um, just kind of going through the motions, like I said, and just waiting for the end. I said it. You know, people like to say, well, she's only got so long, you know, to be here. And, you know, and I know, I know. I feel it every single day. You know, every step I take is excruciating. I mean, and that's not.
You say every step you take is excruciating. Why don't you try going with the mindset that every step you take is one little bit more exercise you're doing, and then that pain will get easier with every step you take. The pain will get easier the next time. And just thinking like that, the next time it will be easier. Take that one more step, take another step and another step until it starts getting easier to walk. I get really annoyed because I couldn't walk for 2.5 years. I was given a wheelchair, not due to my weight, due to a previous incident. Sorry, you okay? And I was given this wheelchair, and the doctor told me, you need to get used to using it. And I was adamant, no, I'm going to learn to walk again. And they were like, you need to get used to it. I was sent home my own care and everything. My own care lasted 2 days because I found a way to clean my house, to get upstairs, to wash myself. I found a way to do everything for myself. I went shopping once in the wheelchair, and I was convinced everyone were looking at me. They probably weren't, but I was convinced they were. Anyway, for 2 years, I listened to part what physio said, but I did the extra bit. And I started getting up on my feet, and yeah, I was walking funny. It took me 2 hours to get to a 10-minute destination, sometimes 3 hours, but I got there. I got there, and eventually I started walking again. My limbs started moving, and I'm in pain every day. But you know what? I'm on my feet. I'm doing it. Until you get your mobility completely taken away, you not know what you've lost.
It's not what's going to take me out, you know. It's going to be my heart or something like that.
Yep.
Mm. But and it's going to be awful. Like, people like to tell me that stuff like I don't already know. I know. I totally know what's
I
coming.
know she knows.
Don't know when. Like, years and years ago, I was probably in my early 30s or whatever. I was actually visiting with friends and whatnot, and we were playing a game, and one of the questions of the game is, what's your worst fear? And I had to think about it. Like, well, I used to be afraid of the dark. I'm not afraid of the dark anymore. I'm not a fan of heights. Definitely not a fan of deep, dark water.
Thank you.
Don't like spiders either, really. Even though those little jumping spiders are very cute. But my absolute worst fear at that time was unaliving alone.
And I get that.
Unaliving alone. I just didn't want to be alone. That was a big thing at the time. That was like a fear that I had. So maybe me living alone right now is like me facing that fear. I've learned in the last year to sit with myself. You know, to sit in my feels and my emotions and just be with myself. And get to know how that feels. Because I hadn't felt that ever. Like, before I got married at 18, I had my family, you know. Then I had my husband, and then I had friends. And then, of course, I had Thomas for years, and then I had Thomas and Susan for years. But just being alone, this is the first time I've ever gotten to really experience that, you know. Ooh, sometimes it's really it's actually a little scary sometimes.
You get that?
You know, I have a mental illness that, well, I'll just come out and say it. It causes me to hallucinate and stuff. And it can get really, really freaking scary sometimes. Like, really scary. And I have to question reality. I'm like, is this really happening, or am I just imagining this? Is this just not real?
I actually get that. And the only thing I can attribute it to is living alone plays with your head. I lived on my own for 10 years. It was the most liberating 10 years because I got to realise who I was. And I'm a good person. You know, but I went through some stuff mental health wise, and I remember going to my doctors, and I can laugh about it now, but she gave me some medication, a prescription for depression. And for some reason, it popped in my mind that she was giving me a placebo. And I just burst out with it, and I'm like, I know what you're doing. Because in my imagination, this is what she was doing. She was against me because I was a drain on the NHS. Needless to say, I spent 6.5 weeks in a psychiatric unit. And it weren't fun. It wasn't fun. But I did have some hallucinations. which I needed to. I was taught a technique, and yeah, it worked for me. It doesn't work for anyone, but it worked for me.
So there's times when I'm like laying in bed alone, and I'm not alone. I'm not alone. And it gets really scary.
I don't know why I'm laughing, but yeah,
Yeah,
I remember those days.
Being alone for me is different from other people because I don't really feel alone. There's always people around me. There's something around me. I'm not saying I'm haunted, but
I think she's so lonely and depressed.
now if only those people could help me not order food. It's like I go into this trance almost. I'm looking at my phone, and I'm scrolling the menus, and I'm like, I'm so zoned in on what I want to eat. It's like everything else fades into the background, falls at the wayside. I mean, it's just focus, hyper focused on these menus and what kind of food I want to eat. It's like if I just had someone break me out of it. It's like, no, no, no. No, fatty, no. Yeah, so not okay. Just trying to figure out what to do with my life. What's left of it.
The worst thing about it is, as big as she is, she could still change it. Or she could make steps to change it, but she chooses not to. She's give up. She's give up. And I was always told, it was a little rhyme that stuck in my head when I was in foster care, and it's what was it now? When life gets tough, as it sometimes does, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when debts are high and funds low, when you want to stop but have to go, do as you must not quit. I remember that.
Ain't my stupid cold chicken. And hopefully not order something else. Yeah, I hate feeling emotional about it because this is something that, yeah, I did this to myself. I did it to myself.
Hello, baby. Sorry, I'm talking to my cat.
And I don't know why. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know how I ended up here. I've always loved food, obviously, because I've been fat all my life. But I don't think it's ever been this bad. The compulsive eating. I don't know what to do about it. I mean, people suggest that I do inpatient. And it's like, how am I going to do inpatient? I need. I mean, y'all know, I have my bidet that helps me in the bathroom for hygiene, personal hygiene. And I don't get that in the hospital.
No, I'm sorry, you're doing this.
People have to physically help me.
Inpatient in care for food and things like that, they would have all these things. You are making excuses now. You are making those same excuses you've just said you do. And that's what you're doing. You're making every excuse to not do it. You don't want to live. You may be scared of unaliving, but you don't want to live.
And it's embarrassing. It's humiliating.
So what?
And they're not going to install a bidet in whatever hospital room I get in at rehab, at fat camp. I'm not going to have that. And I'm not going to spend months in a facility having somebody take care of me multiple times a day. I just can't. I can't. I'd rather unalive, personally.
Do you know people are going to disagree with you, but she's a very selfish woman. There's people out there who no doubt love her. She's a very selfish lady. I don't get what it is about all these mukbangers. Nick Ricardo, oh God, he drives me nuts. Candy, Chantel, Foodie Cutie, a new name by the way. But they just don't care who they hurt. None of them do. And as much as I might want to, when she's upset, want to hug her, that's just the maternal side of me coming out. I don't get it. Right now, I want to just shake her and say, bloody wake up.
So, I don't like feeling emotions. I don't like the way I feel right now. I don't like who I am right now. I'm surviving, if you could call it that. I'm just
surviving.
Think what you want about me. I'm just trying to live the best I can with the tools that I have.
What tools or Candy?
I need to make my rent.
What tools do you have? I find it very hard to go hard on this girl. Because I don't know anything of she's done in the past. But as far as I know, she's just a woman who went down the wrong paths. Made some really shitty decisions. And my worst trait, I think, is I can really dislike someone, but the minute they shed a tear, I'm like, unless it's Chantal, then she's different. Then I'm like, and that's my worst trait. I wish I could be hard-faced and be like, it's your own fault. And it is their own fault, but I don't like seeing people cry.
Shame in that way. It is what it is. And there's something for everybody out there, But I don't know. I just wanted to be more open, and reach more people, reach a different type of people. People like to say, that I'm doing this all for feeders and whatnot. But if I was doing it for feeders, I would be
Yes.
doing the adult stuff. This is my audience here on YouTube, and I've said this many times, is 75% female, and I'm not saying that women can't be feeders, because there's plenty of female feeders out there. But my audience is basically the majority women 25 to 35, and I understand it. I understand, because I watch mukbang when I'm trying not to overeat. I watch the food, and I watch people eat the food or cook the food, just whatever. And that kind of takes my mind off of the frantic search, the hunt on my phone. What am I going to consume today? The mukbang, watching mukbang actually helps those cravings, those whatever the hell it is. I don't know. I'm not okay.
It's about the end of it now. Excuse me, guys. I've stopped sharing the screen because it really is coming to the end of it. I have a different opinion on Candy. I don't like what she does, but I do. It's the maternal side. It drives me crazy. I wish I could be someone that was so hard-faced that the minute they start crying, I don't immediately feel sorry for them. Unless it's Chantal, then I'm just like, because she's so fake. But I want to be hard-faced and I want to scream at her. But then when she cries, I want to give her a hug. I've always been like that. My mum says I'm soft-hearted. I am sometimes, but I can be very, I don't know. Anyway, guys, I want to suggest some videos you want me to react to. I'm back on full-time now. My mum is in a settled place and my dad's in a settled place where they're back home, and we'll get them both back on track. But suggest some videos you want me to react to. Please don't suggest FFG because the entire community will come for me. She's got a community and she's amazing, but please don't suggest her. But yeah, suggest some videos and interact with me. Even we can do a screen where you can come on talk, or you can also react to a video and have your say on it. Even if it's bad, I can take criticism. I won't go and cry. But guys, thanks for listening. And I'm going to be on tomorrow night. We're going to react to Anne Boleyn tomorrow night. And yeah, because Chantal's getting a little bit boring unless something happens at night that she might want to rage. But otherwise, tomorrow night, guys. Sorry, my cat's playing. Thank you. But yeah, I shall see you all tomorrow night. And thank you for watching. Bye.